Okay, in this video, this is a pre-algebra video on percents using the equation method to solve problems. It's basically a different way to do problems that we were using with the percent proportion. Here we're going to use the equation method, or sometimes what I call the translation method, because what we're basically doing is translating from English to algebra. And so some of the translation is pretty easy to know what to do. So we know that the word is means equals, or the equal sign. We know that of means multiplication. And we know that the word, well, we know that if it asks what or something like that, that means a variable. Okay, so with basically those simple things, we can translate things into an equation and go ahead and solve it. So I'm going to go through some of the ones that we did with the percent proportion, but now do it with the equation method. A lot of people, including myself, sort of like the equation method more. But in the test, I actually force you to do both ways, both the percent proportion and the equation method. I'll specify which method I want you to solve something by. So we had our original problem, you may have recalled, was what percent of 250 is 50. So I'm going to take this and we're going to translate this now. If I go what percent, that's a variable, okay? So I'm just going to call it x. Of, and then 250 means multiplied by 250. Is, here, means equals, and 50 means 50. We're going to divide each side by 250 to get x by itself. And we get x is equal, if you do that, 0.2, 1/5 or 0.2, which we need to change to a percent because it says what percent. So this method gives you the percents as a decimal. So 0.2, we move it over twice and we get 20%. Move the decimal over twice and get 20%. Now let's go ahead and do our second problem that we had done with the percent proportion. And actually, I will move that up here to give us some more room. And that one was, it was this. It was 10 is 50% of what number? Okay, so we're going to translate again. And let me bring this over here. And so translating, we're going to get 10 means 10, is means equals, 50% I'm going to make into a decimal. So I'll just say 0.5. Of means multiplication, number means variable. So 10 is equal to 0.5x. Divide each side by 0.5. I don't know if you can see the point there too well, but it's 0.5. And if you do that, you get x is equal to 20. Okay? Now we're going to do our third one. And let's pick a nice blue there, and we'll go here. This was our third problem in the percent proportion. It was what number is 15%? I'm going to move this out a little more. Of 40? Question mark. So I'm going to go here. What number? Well, what number obviously must mean a variable. So that's a variable. So I'll just call it x as our favorite variable. Is means equals. 15% is equal to 0.15. Of means multiplication. 40 means 40. So, by the way, this, when you see 15% or some percent of a number, it just means change it to a decimal and multiply it by that number. So now I got my variable by itself now. Now all I do is 40 times 0.15. I will do that here. I don't need a calculator. 0.15 multiply as usual. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 4 is 4. We get 0, 0, 6. Our decimal, it's hard to see, but it's right there. And so there's 2 places to the right of the decimal, none here. I just made that mark there, which I didn't want to. I got rid of that. But it means that we have to move over 2, 1, 2, and we get x is equal to 6. Okay, so this is called the equation method, and it's fast, easy. I like it. With that, we will end the video.